Good evening, folks, and welcome back. It is APPF1 Tier 1, round number 4 in Las Vegas, or as Joe likes to call it, Vedas, and it's really its true name in all honesty. But it's me, I'm back, it's Sumo, back in the comms booth after missing last week, making the second round and missing round number 1. But I'm back to talk you through all of tonight's action. And before we get into qualifying, we're going to run you through the championship order as we go. It's Speed Alcoholic, 44 points. He is currently 7 points ahead of Finley, with Chris 1 point further behind him. Then we have Ghost and Jackalacko, the top 5, with Hamilton, Merck, Yaram, Dakar, Tape, Rick, the top 10, with Sri Ross, Jordan Lancer, Lifebout, X-Tarek, Joe B, Rubiowski, Kylo Ren, Womax, Scott, Kevin, Agro Alfie, Vizzy, Lawrence, Hamzaldo, and Jonathan. The rest of the drivers who have scored points with Aces Primeval and PS Keon yet to score. Then we have Mercedes, 50 points for the Mercedes team, 5 points ahead of Aston Martin, who are then an extra, who are 2 points ahead of Williams, who are then a point ahead of Red Bull and McLaren, which make up the top 5. 8 points covering them all, with then Ferrari, Kick Sauber, Alpine Haas and RB making up the rest of the places on the grid in a session that is very much the... I've just noticed that I'm not mute in a party on my own, so I'm going to do that quickly to stop annoying everybody. Start close party by myself. There you go. I forget to do that. But that is how they line up going in. A very, very close start to this Constructors' Championship. Denko, hello Denko. How you doing, my friend? Any predictions for tonight as we're out? Any insights? Anything at all? Do please pop them in there. Let's find our lead driver out on a qualifying lap. It is Rick. We haven't done a race around Vegas since F123, so it's going to be worth taking you through a lap of this circuit. Now, if you take a look at the map here as we go around, it doesn't look like the most complicated of circuits, in all honesty. It's mostly straights, it's mostly flat out sections. There's a little bit of a twiddly bit in a few places. But don't let the look of simplicity fool you. I think it's definitely a lot harder than it lets on. It's definitely a circuit that requires a little bit of respect. The walls are ever close here in Vegas. And, well, we're about to find out as Rick is about to take us on the first lap around. But let's ride on board then with the Dutchman in his Williams racing car to take you through the final corner. That's not really a corner as he crosses the line to start a lap. Down into turn 1, tricky braking zone, long left-hander. Got to be patient, get the power on at the right time to then go into turn number 2. You can go flat all the way through here if you're brave. Rick has been brave, maybe a little lift. But on to the first of the DRS straights now, down in towards this corner, which I believe would be turn 3. Heavy braking in this 90-degree corner, clip the curb, get the best exit possible, carries the speed through. Now into this tricky section, you don't want to get too greedy on the curbs, but you want to be able to clip those apexes and make the way through, use the momentum to drag the car through and keep the time a little bit wider. That last apex to Rick as he comes down and gets onto the next part of sector 2, which is the last sort of half. Through this, again, flat out. These corners are flat. They're not really corners in a Formula 1 car. Then brake down here. Very easy to lose the rear end, as I found out on Tuesday. And then now, here we go. The Vegas Strip ends sector 2. This is the final sector, which is made up of about 4 corners and 2 straights. All the way down here, opening up the DRS, using some overtake to get the boost as well. But Rick's still got plenty of battery in the tank as he makes it all the way down to this last section of proper corners, brakes as late as he dares, and very committed through the curbs. And he goes through this corner now onto the final straight. The pit lane is just on your left there, and then down towards the line, which creeps up on you very quickly to set the pace of a 32.2, and then he's quickly beaten by a 31.4 from Yaram. not Yarm, Sweet Ross. Yarm is next across the line, a 31.5 from him. And then Finley, who's invalidated his time. Not impossible, but clearly easily done. Rick, seemingly a bit off the pace there in his opening lap. Let's ride on board with Jacko, the next Williams. No, it's an Alpine, it's Ghost. Lawrence who crosses the line. And then Kylo Ren across the line, who sets the pace now. And then we've got Joe B in his RB making his way across the line. He was pole in Tuesday's race, not this occasion. Jackalacco now, the Scotsman, makes his way across. He struggled with no line in Tier 2. Hopefully he can improve upon his performance in Tier 1. Speed Alcoholic Championship leader. He's making his way across the line. This is going to be a competitive time from the South African. It puts him P4. That's not bad. We're right in the ballpark of the times that we need to be. I think we're already faster than Tier 2, which sort of goes without saying, really. Hello everyone in the chat. Hello Callum, which I believe is Primeval. Hamza, hello. Denko, not familiar with Tier 1, but I know Finley is top dog of Tier 1, so I'll predict Finley goes to Speed Alcoholic on the podium. Yeah, Finley is never a bad shout. Speed Alcoholic, though, on a run of form is the South African. He has had some fantastic results. Tier put in a solid lap time, by the way. Tier was very fast in Tier 2. He was second, I believe, in the main race, which would have been the only race. I'm going to ride on board with Kevin, because I know he's making his way around. But, yeah, Speed Alcoholic on the podium, at least. Ghost up there as well. A lot of fast drivers. Maybe keep an eye on Sweet Ross and Yaram. I think when the conditions are right, I reckon they can be up there. But we'll see. If it provides as much chaos as Tier 2 did, this Vegas circuit, then we are certainly going to be in for a race. I won't go over what happened to me. You all know as Kevin O'Reilly invalidates. Easily done on that corner especially. But, yes. A fantastic race we had on Tuesday. I'm sure we're in for another one. I wish you raced this one. Are you particularly fond of the Vegas circuit, Hamza, or just missing racing at the moment? Let's see, Ghost out on circuit now. Crashgate. You know what? I feel like I feel like Alex was more mad about it than I was. No, I'm kind of over it. Things happen in racing. It's understandable, you know. But Alex, oh, you know, he's probably my biggest fan out there, to be honest. He gets very he's very passionate about my racing abilities, or at least my racing progress. Is Alex. I do appreciate it though, of course. Let's see, I think Ghost is going to be the next to complete a lap, because Kevin invalidated his as my controller is going to die. Must put that on charge. There we go. Damn, the Vegas Strippy comes in. It doesn't look as fast off the camera, but once you get on board, you really get that sense of, your favourite track? One of it, yeah, okay. One of your favourites. Fair enough. 31.343 for Ghost. Only a few hundredths of a second quicker than Kylo Ren, but a very good start to his campaign here in Vegas from the Alpine driver. Provisional pole as Rubiowski puts himself on a 31.4. Will he think the grid split after that? Who knows? But yeah, you know what? I'm averse to the street circuit. My favourite circuit is Singapore. Those of you who have read my stat card, Singapore is on the calendar this season, so watch this space. Although I've been unlucky at Singapore on the previous times it's come up, but I don't think I've been at this level of ability at those times. Anyway, Aces versus Kings. I'm going to make a public apology to Aces as he crosses the line, because I took him out of the race. Unintentionally, of course, but I did watch the footage back and he wasn't best pleased, so I do apologise, Aces, if you're watching. I am very sorry. I did not mean to do that. You wish you could avoid Singapore, Denko. Oh dear. You shouldn't have told me that. Now I know. Now I know that you're nervous about Singapore. Oh dear, right. I should probably take more notice on what's going on track. Let's find out. Sui Ross is going to cross the line to start a lap. There's a Williams on an out lap as well, which means this man right here, who's invalidated, he's, well, he's probably going to go out again. You know, I was talking to Lawrence earlier, and he compared himself to Michael Schumacher. Or the Michael Schumacher of Tier 2, at least. Apparently Ghost and I said, called him that on one point on a Tier 2 stream. I don't remember that, personally, but anyway. Finley crosses the line. Let's see if he sets the pace. He does. A 1 minute 30.2. Wow. I think that'll be sit in the pit lane and hope for the best there. I think that's fairly insurmountable is the word I should say. As Aces is coming along, he's invalidated. Oh, he's way down on his previous time. Primeval, well, what a lap indeed. That's 1.1 seconds ahead of anybody else. Finley is just different gravy. Different gravy. I have seen Finley race in some other leagues. I have had the privilege of commentating on those. He is a fantastic racer on his day. 31.3 from Joe puts him on the second row of the grid. That's a great effort from JB. Jackalacco now. Let's see if he can get anywhere near that front row. It's a 5/10 improvement. Not enough to see him onto the front row, though. Sui Ross is into the pit lane, which means Tier is going to be next. He's a 10th up on his best. This could put him perhaps P7, maybe around P6 or 5 if he gets a little bit more in this last sector, but he's going to peel into the pit lane. He's abandoned that lap. Missing the line entirely. Rubiowski next as he takes that second slot, and what I'm going to call the now pole position. I think nobody's getting anywhere near Finley's time unless Kylo Ren can do anything about it. No, even his teammate cannot stop that sort of time. Even Rick P12 for Rick, but it must have invalidated actually. That was a 31.6, so Rick not enjoying this Vegas circuit. But Rubiowski takes that final space on the front row there. That's what the rest of the drivers are now fighting for. Who can get P2? And these times are incredibly close, by the way. It's a leader. So they're all about... If you ignore Finley, the top... From P2 down to about P11 are covered by less than a second. If you ignore Finley's time. Which is insane, by the way. If he comes out, if he feels the need to come out again and improve on his time, that's just mean. That's just really horrible. Why are you gonna do that to people? Why are you gonna be so ruthless? Stop is already dead. He's already dead. Oh dear. Let's get back on board with Ghost then. The Ghost will be wanting to challenge for that second place for sure. He's making his way down. Oh, hello Ghost. It's had a little bit of inspiration on the helmet there, I see. I don't know if you had it before me, but that's the exact same helmet design that I have. It's very nice. 10 out of 10 Ghost. Great minds. Great minds think alike, eh? But through Sector 2 comes Ghost now. We're waiting for that sector line to pop up. He's got these two not really corners to go, and then a big braking zone here. And then try not to lose the rear end. He does very well with that one. Very confident over the curb. Let's see the sector time. He's a 10th up. This could be a threat for that second place. Let's see as he goes all the way down to the line. Lawrence, what was your time in Tier 2? I can't be bothered to go look. I want to know if you've beaten it. Oh, and Ghost just a bit too aggressive on the curb, a little bit too much. He's invalidated as he came around that final corner. That's going to mean that run is null and void. He's going to have one more go at this as he goes around. That would have been his last run, actually, if he had completed the lap. So Yaram crosses the line now, improves just ahead of Sweet Ross, P7 for the Haas driver. Tier on an out lap right now. The McLaren of Aces, is he on a lap though? 33.4 for Lawrence in quali. Okay, Lawrence. Thank you, Denko. That's a decent improvement from Lawrence there. I must say he has progressed very quickly as Lawrence. I think it's easy to be able to put in times when you first start with on a wheel. I think it's easy to kind of, you get to grips with it, right? You understand it. But the challenge from then on is being consistent with it. You've got to be consistent with it then. And that's when it starts to snowball more and more and more. It's what I took from it. But then again, it took me at least over a year to get to where I am on wheel now. And that's still nowhere near where I was on controller. So, we've still got work to do, but I'm still enjoying the challenge. Anyway, Tier, this man's got some work to do. Can he break in any further to the top 10 in his kick Sauber? Let's see. Through onto the Vegas strip he comes, crossing the Sector 2 line. He's down by a tenth. He's going to need to find some time in this final sector. Not an easy feat, as there's not much to find that time other than in this last set of corners. He's really got to attack, but look how little battery Tier has left. This isn't going to help him as he makes his way down. Aces is just behind him as well. I'm sure he'll be on a lap as he's coming across the line. Tier down to the line for the final time this evening, and it's over for Tier. He's peeled into the pit lane. How about Aces versus Kings? This man crosses the line now. That's slightly better from Aces, but only good enough for P11. Primeval 1.1 seconds down. No improvement there. Sweet Ross is on an outlap right now. Joe on an outlap as well. Is this Kylo Ren? It is. Finley's out on track. Jesus Christ, Finley. Calm down, please. For the love of God. I think all this lot are on outlaps. So Primeval and Aces have just crossed the line. So it's going to be JB who is going to be the next to cross the line. I'm sure everyone will make it. Yeah, there should be just enough time for everybody. I think the last car is Lawrence. Yes, Lawrence is the last car. So we'll keep an eye on it as it comes. I think Kylo Ren will be the next. Okay, so we know who to jump to. Joe, a 10th up through Sector 1. Making his way around the sphere now. And then through this last corner. Not too bad. Keeps it away from the wall. Not too wide as he exits. You don't want to hit that wall. And you don't want to get overly close to it either. But through goes JB now into this braking zone. Down into third. It takes a lot of curb, but seems to get away with it. The game really lets you attack that corner by the looks of things as he crosses the line. That's fastest in the second sector for JB. This won't be anywhere near Finley's time, I'd imagine, but this will be a good effort for second place on the grid. JB making his way down for his final run. Sweet Ross has crashed in the upcoming section. Thankfully, the car not blocking Joe's way. Joe all the way down to the line now. What has he got in that RB? Has he got enough to challenge for that front row of the grid? He goes P4, gives it a decent shot. Kylo Ren, he is way down on his time. That's his qualifying session done and dusted. It's over for him. Jackalacko, he is a 10th up now on his previous attempt, but he's invalidated. Over for the Scotsman. Rubiowski next. He is invalidated as well. Everybody seems to be whiffing it. Ghost Ghost, however, has not. On the way down toward the line, can he take back his slot in P2 in this qualifying session now? All the way down to the line for Ghost. No, it's no improvement for Ghost. Speed Alcoholics invalidated as well. Rick, can he go any quicker in his Williams? 7/10 of a second is fourth on the grid. A fantastic effort. Kevin O'Reilly, my stewarding partner in Tier 1. Let's see as he goes across the line. P7 for him, and that is it. Nobody able to topple Rubialski's time, and of course nobody able to get anywhere near Finley, who after all of that finishes 9/10 of a second ahead of everybody else. I think we could be saying goodbye to Finley at the 5 red lights, and the battle for second place will begin after that. Wow, a fantastic qualifying session then. If you're fighting for P2 at the very least, Finley was 8/10 of a second ahead of anyone else and takes pole position with a fantastic lap. Rubialski and makes up the second row of Kylo Ren and Rick. Row 1 was Rubialski. Joe finishes off the top 5 with Speed Alcoholic, Kevin, Ghost, Yoram and Sweet Ross the top 10. Then Jackalaco, Tyr, Aces, Primeval and Lawrence make up the rest of tonight's grid. He does seem to love a low downforce track. He does indeed. Let's just hope the gremlins stay away from anybody. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. At all. Oh, and Finley has suffered his usual bug of being kicked from the game. Ouch. What could have been a very easy win has just turned into a probable DNF, actually. I'll see if I can get him back in. I should have Finley in my friends list, right? Oh gosh. I can't see him. Am I being blind? No, I'm not being blind. Unless he's appearing offline. I can't see him. I'm sorry, Finley. I'm blind, I think. Oh dear. Well, that's not good. That's not a good start at all. We're on the grid though. 3, 4, 5 red lights for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. And we're underway and racing. Finley unable to join the session. Oh, I think... what the hell? What the... Hello? What is happening? This is a bit anticlimactic. I think the timing table is messed up, but Rubialski got a great start. Kylo Ren is challenging him there already. This is very, very weird. There's a bunch of ghosted cars. The lobby's freaking out. EA, fix your game, please. This is a bit of argy-bargy down here. The House of Yaram trying to force his way past the Williams of Rick. But Rubialski then is leading the race. Finley has dropped like a stone. Is he back in the race? He's not. No, so that's going to be Finley done, I think. Las Vegas wants drama, definitely. As is Sweet Ross now challenging Rick, trying to go around the outside. Not going to work. Does he get the switchback, though? Yes, he does. Rick gets an awful exit and is now going to get overtaken by Jackalaco as well. Oh, dear, Rick. He has dropped like a stone on this opening lap. There it is. Lap data is what we want now. As down 6 places is Rick on the start of this race. That is a huge shame. Anyways, Rubialski leading thus far. Aces and Jakalako having a little bit of a ding-dong battle with one another. Ace is now setting his sights on Rick. Gonna look to the outside of the Dutchman through the final corner. Doesn't look to it, looks to the inside. Speed Alcoholic tries to make a move on Yarum through turn number 1. Sweet Ross is gonna try and turn that into a move maybe through the next corner. Isn't quite able to. The grip on those medium tyres just giving Speed that slight edge over the hards right now. But I think the hards are the better race tyre overall. Rubialski, though, holding firm. This might put pay to his belief that Tier 1 was split after Hungary. I think it was very much exaggerated, personally. But anyways, Kylo Ren will be putting pay to that, though. He'll be keeping him honest. Joe up there as well. This is a fantastic race for Joe right now. But he's got Kevin O'Reilly there, piling on the pressure. This driver's been very unlucky in his Tier 1 career. He's had a few races where he's been there or thereabouts and just hasn't been able to deliver for whatever reason. But we'll be rooting him on, I'm sure, as Rubialski under threat. No DRS before that pass, but now Kylo Ren has the DRS and he's just going to pull away. Look at the difference the DRS makes along the straight as we go down into it. Rubialski, though, he'll have the chance to go again at the Aston Martin at a later stage. Not too many changes of position right now, not too many fights. Ghost just lurking in the background there as well. I think Joe is a little bit of a bottle cap here, but Kevin O'Reilly's going to make the move, is he? Joe's going to hold it around the outside as Kevin sets the fastest lap. But a bit of contact, bit of wheel banging, but nothing too harmful for the pair. Kevin keeps it going as they go through. All of them hold station, but here comes Yarum looking for a move potentially, or just getting himself out of the dirty air and the slipstream just so he doesn't get forced into a move that he doesn't want to create. But this is what I mean, the bottleneck here. Joe is allowing Rubialski and Kylo Ren to just drift away from everybody else. Kevin and Ghost and Yarum, they've really got to get past here now. Sweet Ross making moves further back, side by side go Rick. Oh, and the Sauber hits the wall there as well. I don't think he managed to get any damage, thankfully. But they're still side by side now, making their way through. I think Rick, oh, wheel banging again as they go through. Rick just about keeps the place, though. Maybe the wheel banging threw it off, but here we go, back to the front of the pack now. Rubialski, surely an easy pass into this next corner as Kylo Ren, he'll be using his ERS as much as he can, will he? Oh, I think Rubialski just has the advantage, and here he goes down the inside. Fairly simple pass, meanwhile, free wide as they go along. A very Schumacher, Hakkinen, a bit of fighting there as Ghost and Kevin O'Reilly both get past Joe, and Ghost comes ahead of Kevin O'Reilly, gets 2 cars for the price of one along the Vegas Strip. We caught the last little bit of that as they went through. That was a fantastic little pass from Ghost, very opportunistic, and he'll be setting his sights now on Kylo Ren and Rubialski just ahead, not losing too much time to them. Joe, meanwhile, drops another place to Yarum as he goes through, just losing that edge now over the drivers ahead of him. And perhaps that's the split between these Tier 1 Grand Prix drivers and Joe, the Tier 2 Grand Prix driver. But do not scoff at Joe at all. He is fantastic when he wants to be. Speed Alcoholic, meanwhile, he's about a second off, but he's just sort of towing the line of the end of this DRS train here. He'll be trying to make moves, I'm sure. Jacko and Sweet Roth getting a bit racy with one another back there, and Sweet Ross tags the wall, and that's damage. That's an end plate gone on Sweet Ross. That'll be a wing change at some point. Back at the front now. What a fun race off, Finley. This should have been a train, this should have been a simple one and done race for you with the pace you had in qualifying. That sucks. Honestly, Kylo Ren, though, makes the move once again. He's clearly getting the better exit out of that corner. Let's keep an eye on Ghost, though, as we go down. Nothing too drastic happening behind, but he's just going to bide his time, Ghost, I think. He's going to wait for his opportunity. Everybody's sort of saving the ERS, not using too much of it. Being clever. Speed needs to get past Joe here, though. I think Joe must have got past both Yarum and Speed, or something must have happened here between the three of them. Ordinary ring of them 4 races, I think. Oh, wow, that sucks. Spree Ross out of the race. He's retired in the pit lane, no, so no safety car unless a glitch interferes with that. Speed Alcoholic now finally passed Joe, and the two Mercedes having a decent race. Now, Speed's going to be in a good position if the safety car doesn't intervene here, because he's going to have the tyres to go deeper into the race, which could see him do a lot better toward the end. But again, I still think the hard tyres are the better race. Now we're getting to that point. Is anybody going to try the undercut? It can be incredibly powerful around here and worth it, as long as you're not afraid of that safety car. Meanwhile, onto the Vegas straight. Kylo Ren in the position now. I think this is going to be another change for the lead. Ghost is going to be chasing them down as best he can, but it's a big DRS train for them. Here we go. This could be 2 places for Kylo Ren. Lost here. Ghost gets down the inside of Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren can do nothing but just watch them go by, and I think he's just happy to do that so far. Oh, a bad exit though from Rubialski. This could be Ghost's opportunity here. Is he going to try and sweep around the outside for this high-speed corner, or maybe put that down the inside into turn number 1? Let's see. The Alpine doesn't go for the move. He just holds back and stays behind Rubialski now. Rubialski doing a decent job, but Ghost is really all over it. He wants to get into the lead of this race. He could do it here in towards the next corner, but he's just backing off. Smart from Ghost. He knows that that's not the place to make the move. The place to make the moves is that Vegas strip, that second DRS straight. Well, I think we're going to have a nose-to-tail race from start to finish here. The top 7 all in a DRS train. Yaram, I must say, putting on a decent job so far. If he can make up some places, that'll be even better for him. He'll be in a good spot as well, actually. The same as Speed Alcoholics. Keep an eye on Yaram. Lots of different lines here. Ghost, a bad exit by the looks of things. A little bit of a snap or something on the end there. He just seemed to move over to the left as he went in, but he's going to make the move now. Not using the ERS as he goes along, but overtake a little bit of that and then opens the DRS. Fairly cut and dry pass there. Yaram gets past Joe in the background as well, and that's Joe down to 7th place. Yaram up 1 more. This could be an interesting race. The strategies are split amongst the top runners. And here we go, Kylo Ren trying to make moves. Kevin O'Reilly trying to make moves as well. He's getting racy, looking toward the inside, but no move for the Mercedes. Just going to hold off now. I think Speed, you know, he'll be happy to sit back and just watch. I think once the tyres do get to that crossover point, no, I definitely think he'll go for some moves here. But anyways, all the drivers just trying to suss each other out, trying to force some mistakes, maybe just trying to get clear air. But we've had 3 different leaders in this race, 4 if you include Kevin Finley right at the start. But hopefully that new internet solves the issue, Finley. That will be a huge bonus for you, I'm sure. I'm sure you're tired of disconnecting from races. It is very tedious. And yeah, I see you've not bothered joining back. That's fair enough, mate. Honestly. Rubialski, though, a bit of a poor exit. That could give Ghost an advantage going down here, but it's such a long straight going through. I don't think it's going to make all that much difference. Just look at the closing speed of the cars behind. Here he comes, the Haas. Down the inside, will the Aston Martin go for the move as well? It's 3 wide now as they go down toward the final corner. And is it going to be the Kylo Ren or Rubialski? It is going to be Rubialski, and then Kevin's getting involved now as well. Goes to those 2 places. Oh my word, it's all kicking off now. Somebody's in the wall. Yaram has had a bit of a moment. Wow, it was about 3 or 4 wide for a moment there. Kevin O'Reilly and Kylo Ren just robbed Ghost in towards the corner. Yaram had a moment. Speed, I think, got overtaken there as well. No damage by the looks of things on Yaram's car, but Rubialski, even more importantly, a time penalty for him. What is that? 3 seconds track limits for Rubialski. I don't think he'll be able to get that removed. Primeval now retires from the race in the pit lane. Gosh, it all kicked off there. I wonder if anybody's got even just a little bit of damage. But wow. A little bit of a robbery there. Ghost lost 4 places in the space of 1 corner there. Wow. At least they're all still going in a straight line. All the wheels on their wagon, as it were. Kylo Ren, easy pass. I think Rubiowski really just struggles with the exit of that corner. Just doesn't really have the confidence on the throttle going down that corner, and that really is a detriment to your ability to defend. And I think it's about to kick off once again as we go down into the next corner. Let's ride on board with Kevin. Maybe could be a big gainer here as he's defending from Ghost. Side by side they go, keeping it clean. Speed Alcoholic and Yarum getting racy. All they need to do is work together, but they're racing one another here, and I think Ghost is going to peel into the pit lane, and Yarum does not follow him in. Of course, he's on the hards. Ghost peels in. This could be the time. Maybe that's all of the others come in. Maybe the next lap. But Ghost could get a decent undercut here. Let's see. No wing change for Ghost. Onto the hard compounder tyre now. Let's hope that this man doesn't crash and ruin everything for him. Meanwhile, Kylo Ren leading once again from Rubiowski. We're keeping a lot of focus on this front pack because this is where all the action is. Everybody else is pretty much spread out from one another. The Speed is struggling a little bit to stay with that front group. Again, he's just teetering on the edge. Yarum doing a very good job, but still. Meanwhile, the race at the back, the Tier 2 race that's happening at the same time. Back here, as Aces has had a moment, big moment. He's gone into the wall and lost his end plate, actually. I think he had a lock-up or something. But yeah, this is the Tier 2 race. Let's go back here. That makes me laugh. Oh dear, as Yarum is making moves as I joke about the back end of the grid. But Yarum into the podium positions now. Oh, and as he does that, he spins it into the wall. Oh, Yarum. Oh, that is such a shame. That is commentator's curse. I'm glad it's still going strong, but Kylo Ren and Kevin O'Reilly trying to cover that undercut. Let's see where Ghost is. He's coming down the main straight now. Let's ride on board with him. You can see the two are making their way out of the pit lane now. Let's see if the undercut has worked for Ghost. This could be very tight as they go through, but I think they're just going to be ahead of him. It's back as they were. They're going to be racing once again, but I think if they'd have waited just one more lap, then Ghost would have got that undercut and come out ahead of them both. Rubiowski, though, I think he will be in danger of being undercut by all of them. I think. But Speed's in a good place now. He's got to start putting in some lap times, start making the most of what's left on those hard tyres. Meanwhile, though, the leaders back here, this is what we're doing. I think Kylo Ren could be the net lead car here. In terms of drivers who haven't pit yet. We'll have a look. That's not the one I want. Stops. There you go. Yeah, you see the top 4 haven't pitted yet. Kylo Ren, net lead. I think yet to win a race in his APPF1 career. From what I gather, I can fact check that one for you. Over here, Kylo Ren, yeah, DNF 8th, DNS. So this would be his first in his Tier 1 career. Here we go. Rubiowski finally in. Let's see then. He's yet to get into his box. This could spell trouble. He's still being serviced. Oh, it's slow on the... Oh, no, he's out. He's out. Look on the left. Oh, is he just going to hold it? He's just about held on. Oh, he's just put in enough, but he's going to come under a ton of pressure now. And there it is. Kylo Ren straight through. Kevin O'Reilly's going to follow him as well. Oh dear. Is Ghost going to try it as well? He had a look. Oh, and a little bit of a wiggle on the end there. And he's got Joe right behind him. Joe pitted a lap earlier as well. He's on the back of these guys. But, wow, we still have a decent train for the lead here. There we go. There's the detail. I don't know why I turned it off. But Kevin Rubialski was able to keep the lead for all but a moment on the exit of the stops. And now it's back to the regularly scheduled programming of this swap the lead as they go down the Vegas Strip. And Kylo Ren wasn't able to open up enough of a gap to deny DRS, but there they go. Kevin O'Reilly is going to be the one in the driver's seat to even make a move here. Let's see, but here comes Rubialski down the inside of the Mercedes. Side by side they go. They both make it work somehow. They're ruining each other's pace through there, though, and Ghost manages to claim the spoils of that fight between the two of them, but they're still side by side through the final corner now, in towards turn one. Still side by side they go. The Haas box didn't know a little bit, but Ghost unable to make use of the inside line. The outside seems a much better line to take through turn number one, as Rubialski was able to swoop around, but Kevin O'Reilly was not able to take the lead and was able to keep Rubialski at bay. And that's what he wants. But here comes Kevin again around the outside of turn 3 and almost forced into the wall. And Ghost is going to have a little look, maybe round the outside into the next corner. Side by side they go. Ghost, no option but to back out of that one, I think. Jackalacco going very deep into this race on those mediums. Must be losing a ton of time to the lead group here. Yeah, they're catching up at a rate of knots. Continuing as we go, then Kylo Ren is going to be the next driver to once again take to the defense of that lead position, but I think this one will be a much easier pass. Rubialski straight through. But Rubialski, remember, is fighting with a 3-second time penalty. So, really, still, net leader is Kylo Ren. And all he's got to do is keep with the Haas. And keep within 3 seconds of the Haas. That's the bare minimum, as Rubialski sets the fastest lap of the race. A 1 minute 33.330. We're 1-3 shy of a very satisfying lap time. Not good enough. Joe, though, oh dear, he's got to pick up the pace now. If he wants to try and stay with this lead group, he's got to dig deep. He's got to find that little bit more in him. If not, he's just gonna slowly peter away. He's winning the tier 2 race, though, that's going on. In the meantime, Yaram will be disappointed with himself, I think. He really should be up there in P2 right about now, following Speed Alcoholic along, but it all just went wrong for him, didn't it? A huge shame. A huge shame. Let's see, what happened to... just seen a big bottle from Finley. He was way up on his previous best, which was fast enough already as Kylo Ren makes the move once again. But he tapped the inside wall on that last bit coming down to the final straight, and then smashes it into the wall. Check the tier 1 chat for that clip there from Finley. That's a shame. Oh dear. Anyway, it's regularly scheduled programming. The top 5 drivers. Joe still just holding on. He's taken my advice. Speed, in the meantime, is going to be... he's got to be thinking about that stop now. When does he pull the trigger? When does he come in? As Rubialski just waiting. I mean, you've got to be patient on this track. It's difficult because getting the lead doesn't necessarily mean you're keeping it, because that straight is so long, and the DRS and slipstream is just such an advantage that you just end up shipping a ton of time to the guys behind. And then the DRS trains are just, they're brutal here, absolutely brutal. I think the thing that sets this track apart from a track like Baku is that, yes, we've got big straights, but Baku is just a little bit more twisty. It's a little bit more treacherous, as Rubialski's going to look to make a move. Oh, Kevin O'Reilly to try and get through as well. He does. Is he going to go down the inside? He breaks as late as he dares, and he takes the lead for the first time this race. And wow, what a move from Kevin O'Reilly. Remember, this is the fight for the net P1 here, and Kylo Ren and Rubialski are side by side, maybe no, but Rubialski gonna go rally outside of the final corner. Can he hold it through turn number one? He can. He swoops around the outside. What a fantastic move from the Haas driver. That time penalty is gonna ruin his race absolutely completely. He'll be kicking himself if nobody else gets a penalty and he manages to lose the lead after a move like that. Oh, fantastic racing from the Haas driver. As he goes around, Kevin O'Reilly's lead was short-lived, but he is definitely on it today. It could be any one of this top five, really. Maybe Rubialski with the most underdog of a chance here. Joe's in the shout. Joe is not out of the conversation here at all. He's keeping up with these guys. Their battling is helping him out, and he's in that position where he can just be patient, and if it all goes to pot, he can pick up the pieces. Meanwhile, Aces versus Kings has spun on the exit of the first corner. That's going to be another trip to the pit lane for a new wing and potentially another retirement. Unfortunate for Aces. I'm sorry again for Tuesday, Aces. I really am. Oh dear. Finally, Speed Alcoholic into the pit lane. Jackalacco still on those medium tyres. Is he going to go on softs? What is he thinking? He's crazy, that Scotsman. Let's see what the gap is. Speed is coming out now. He's going to come out behind Yaram. Yaram's undercut him. Has he? Not quite, but the gap 10.5 seconds. Now if they keep fighting, it's entirely possible. Keep an eye on Speed Alcoholic, folks, because he could be a late player in this race. The two Williams, they're going to have a nosebleed in a minute. They're this high up. They'll be coming into the pits soon, I'm sure. Oh dear. Meanwhile, Rubialski fighting off Kevin O'Reilly. Kylo Ren's just been biding his time, I think. Oh, and he's clipped the wall, Rubialski. I think that's what he keeps doing on the exit. This could be Kevin O'Reilly's chance now. And actually, though, Rubialski's got DRS. Jackalacco could find himself in a little bit of a storm as they go along. There's the retirement from Aces as we go along. Jackalacco, I think he might just get out of the way here. He's got all of the leaders trying to pass him now as they go through in towards this corner. Kevin is late on the brakes yet again, and he gets the move done the same way he did last time around. But actually, no, Kevin O'Reilly does not emerge ahead of Rubialski. Rubialski does the opposite. He holds him off. Kylo Ren gets past. Jackalacco peels into the pit lane, gets out of the way. He wants none of that. Joe has lost a bit of time, but he's still within DRS range. And Speed has lost time. 1.4 seconds he has lost on the exit of the pits. Oh dear. Maybe he won't be a late player in this race, but Kevin O'Reilly will be as he crosses ahead of Rubialski and finally takes back the lead, just about holding on as Lawrence tries to take the admin line and gets penalised for it. Oh, and Kevin loses it again, and now they're side by side for this last corner. Through this twisty section, Kevin just holds on, but My oh my, Kevin is feeling a heap of pressure right now. And Kylo Ren under pressure from Ghost. Kylo just holding off now. Will Ghost go for a move? Of course he won't. It's not that smart to go for a move down here. About 5 cars once again down the Vegas Strip. The lap's ticking down. Who will emerge in the lead this time? Will it all kick off once again? Rick is still in the lead. Hopefully he's going to peel in, or he's going to get caught in the crossfire as Jacko did. But here we go. Rubialski going to make a move on Kevin O'Reilly. And then Kevin O'Reilly going to get swamped maybe. No. Kylo Ren bides his time again. Just holds back. Doesn't go for the late lunge. Stays in that net P3. Meanwhile, Joe, net P4 right now, might I say, with that time penalty from Rubialski. Unless, of course, he can get it removed. But I'm not sure there was an incident large enough for that. Ah, here we go. He's warmed the tyres up now. He's turned them on. He's gained that time he lost back, plus an extra 2 seconds. He's going to be closing in now his speed, but will he have enough laps to do it? Keep an eye on the gap. Let's see how much it comes down over the next lap. Oh, Kevin losing the rear again. Really struggling with the rear grip is the young Irishman. Ghost just there or thereabouts as well. He's just holding on. Somebody's hit the wall. Somebody's hit the wall. There's been damage to somebody, surely. Oh, I don't know. There was debris flying everywhere, but Kevin O'Reilly through again. Somebody's round. It's the Haas of Yarham. Oh, dear. Oh, from bad to worse for Yarham. That is a huge shame. And somebody else has lost it too. That's Tyr. He's gone straight on. Does he have any wing left? Just a bit, perhaps. Kevin O'Reilly, though, holds on to the lead. Rubialski gets overtaken by Kylo Ren. And Rick into the pit lane finally. So the order back as it should be. Did Jack go on to... No, he's on hards. Okay. I don't know why he held on for so long. Rick will surely go for softs. No. Rick? You good? Did he start? Oh no, he started on hards. Ignore me. He started on hards. It's Tyr. He does have front wing left. But it's a bit of a given right now that all these drivers are going to be swapping places. Rubialski looking for a move where maybe he just should wait. He's fighting as hard as he dares, but it's all going to be for naught if nobody else makes such a mistake as he did, getting that time penalty. Your top 3 are currently Kylo Ren, Kevin O'Reilly, Kylo Ren, and Ghost in theory. Rubialski is currently net P5, could be a net P6 once speed catches up, but it's going to be 3 or almost 4 wide. They're all just jostling and shuffling around as they go. Kevin O'Reilly and Kylo Ren side by side. Ghost just caught out a little bit, and all that fighting has given Rubialski the lead. And he's broke DRS. He has just broken DRS. Joe's getting involved now as well as he's looking to go up the inside of Ghost. Just backs out of that one though, in towards the first corner. This is an ideal situation now for Rubialski. If he's got the pace within him, it's time to unleash it. Time to pull away a gap now, as the fighting between them has broken away Rubialski and left everybody else to fend for themselves. But I don't know there'll be enough laps. This is still, for now, a fight for the net lead. Just Rubialski is now sort of less in the focus as he goes past in the foreground. And if they keep fighting, he's just going to get away. And as Kevin has rear, I think he lost the rear going into the corner. It's exactly what I did, but managed to hold it. And even more time now for Rubialski. This race could be flipped on its head here with all this battling that's happened. And Ghost is now going to capitalise on the loss of speed from the two there. He's going to move into the net lead of the race. It's going to be side by side though for Kevin and Ghost as they go. But Ghost has the inside, covers it off, says thank you very much, and takes that net P1. But look, there is only 4 tenths now for Rubialski to find. And I don't think the fighting is going to be let up by these lot. Rubialski, all he's got to do is keep that car on the straight and narrow. Or on the tarmac. And that's it. That's all he's got to do. And just hope that he pulls away. Meanwhile, speed is closing in ever more. 2.8 seconds now, the gap. As they go through. Kevin just close to the back as he has been all race. It's been very clean racing between the guys at the front here. It's been fantastic to watch, despite the confusion on lap number 1 when everybody ghosted. If anyone can keep that gap to Rubialski, it's Ghost, but it's not going to be up to him. What he would need is to break away from the drivers behind him. But this straight means that does not get to happen. It's still anybody's race here. Rubialski could end up on the podium if he manages to gap enough. Ghost, though, under pressure from Kevin. He's just going to cede that, I think. Yes, he is. He lets Kevin through. But look at the time lost again. Rubialski, I think this could be it. If it carries on the way it is, they just lost 4 tenths. If it carries on like this and fighting between themselves isn't going to help, Rubialski just walks away with this race win. And he's been gifted it. Penalty or no penalty. Unless he's got 6 seconds. We are watching out for speed, but he's running out of laps, is the South African. Running out of laps. Still only 3 seconds. Oh, Ghost! Ghost in the wall. We got a late safety car. I did not see what happened at all. Oh! I've got to watch that. I'm watching the replay. Let's see if I can see what happens to Ghost. Contact. He hit Kevin O'Reilly on his right rear tyre and went straight into the wall. Well, it's never over till the fat lady sings in Formula 1. And well, I can't hear her singing right now. We're going to get like 1 lap of safety car. And they're all going to come back in. And they're all going to go back to it. Oh, Ghost will be absolutely fuming with that one. Vegas Grand Prix for us to both forget. Ghost, eh? Well, at least I finished. Oh, dear. I've got to have a laugh. In they all come then. And now, yes, Findlay, watch out for speed because he's brought right into this now. Did anybody choose to stay out? No, everybody's come in. I think a wise choice. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Ghost. Not happy in the chat. What happened, Ghost? I think I just about caught it. It looked like you clipped Findlay. Not Findlay, sorry. It looked like you clipped Kevin going into turn 3. Is that right? Did you lock up? What happened? It was a bit of a dodgy angle, but from what I saw, it looked like you came together with Kevin. I don't know why I keep saying Findlay. Tell us what happened, Ghost. Tell the world. Tell us your truth. Meanwhile, Finley's Ghost having a very steady race. I think he's got a promising career in APPF1. A few seasons. Looking back at the stream. Thank you, Ghost. Have a look. Initially, I thought it was a rear lockup, but it also looked like contact, so I don't know. I think the safety car is going to be in this lap, so anybody who hasn't caught up, unfortunately, that's it. It's going to come in as it comes through these corners. There it is. It's coming in. Oh, Yoram and Tier, will they get back in the race? Oh, wow. Oh, holy smokes. Rubiowski has slowed right down. Oh, they're going to catch up big time. Maybe he's helping his teammate catch up here. Oh, a little bit of contact. Oh, he's slowed right up. The safety car is now in the pit lane, so he can go from about now. When is he going to punch it? He's gone very early. That's Rubiowski. He's allowed his teammate and Tier to catch up as he's gone, but he has caught Kevin O'Reilly napping a little bit. Could come under pressure now from the drivers behind. Rick is suddenly back in this race as well. Could be in a shout for a podium here if he can make some moves. The two Mercedes are having a fantastic go of it. Kevin O'Reilly still your net leader of this race. It is going to be a sprint to the finish now. We've got about a lap and 2/3 as we go along now, and this is going to be it. Kevin O'Reilly, Kylo Ren, they've been fighting all race long. Speed Alcoholic could be in with a shout at this too. It literally could be anyone. Anything can happen in these last few laps of the race. Let's see as we go through. Tier a 3-second time penalties. He's so familiar with those. And Kevin's still just holding on, but we're yet to get on. There's going to be no DRS, I repeat, or at least DRS on the last lap, I think, if I'm correct. And that's going to be the deciding factor, I think, as we go along. Kevin's got to desperately hold on to the DRS that he's going to get from Rubiowski, if that will be the case. But it's all neutral for now. They're all holding on. You don't even know. I just collide with the Merc every week, apparently. Oh, dear. I'm sorry, Ghost. Oh, at least it wasn't Lawrence. At least it wasn't Lawrence that ruined your race. I'm not bitter. Oh, the DRS enabled them one final tour around the Vegas Grand Prix circuit. Kevin O'Reilly has got it all to do. Rubiowski, he's out of the question. Speed is going to be out of the question as well. This could be a podium for Rick in this race. What sort of time penalty does Speed got? He's got a 3-second one as we go along. Kevin O'Reilly closing onto the back of Rubiowski. Don't overtake him, Kevin. Stay behind. Keep that Haas in your sights and you can be a Grand Prix winner at the end of it. Making their way through around the globe, or the sphere even, for one final time as they go along, a little bit twitchy from the Mercedes, but still holding station. This could be a good haul of points for Mercedes, good haul of points for Williams as well. They're a great team, Jacko and Rick. They can get results as Rubiowski hits the wall again. That's going to help Kevin O'Reilly. Here's the shootout, though. Oh, and the speed from Kylo Ren is insane as they go 3 wide. Oh, and there's a big crash. Kevin into the wall. He's retired on the final lap. What the hell has happened there as Kylo Ren takes the lead? Speed promoted into P. This is a double Williams podium, surely. It's all kicking off at the end. Oh, all the drivers just losing their heads in the last stages of the race. But this is going to be a Rick and Jacko double podium. Kylo Ren, it's going to take, however, his first win in APPF1 Tier 2. And then, oh, crash over the line! What in the world? Jack still finishes on the podium despite crashing. He will get classified. I don't know if that was a usual messing around crash, but how are you gonna... we're gonna have words in the league managers chat later, I reckon. That's just not good enough. Top step though, Kylo Ren, where Finley could not, his teammate could. Keeps the dream alive for Aston Martin, lifts that trophy. Jesus Christ on a bike. Kylo Ren then, he is going to take the win, his first win in APPF1. Congratulations, Kylo, with Rick and Jackalacco taking those last spots on the podium with absolute drama at the end. Joe takes P4, Speed Alcoholic P5, as then Tyr, Yaram, Rubialski and Lawrence, Finley and Kevin O'Reilly, the rest of the finishers. Then there was Ghost, Aces, Primeval and Sri Ross. I'm still a bit stunned, honestly. That's crazy. Yeah, I agree with Ghost in the chat here. That is unacceptable. I think whoever's done that deserves a race ban, honestly. You can't do that with the whole grid on the last lap. Whoever's been playing DRS games. Hell, if nobody reports that, I'll do it myself as a spectator to that, because that's just not the standard of racing that we go for here in APPF1 at all. That is completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. Right, I'll see if I can get some interviews. Alrighty. Right, we've got our at least P2 and P3 finishers in the interview room now. Oh my god, I've broken my YouTube. What is going on here? That's not what I want. That's not what I want either. There we go. Just trying to remember the results. There we go. Okay, well, starting with Rick then. Rick, it was a bit of a arduous qualifying, but you managed to drag it back toward the very end, and then it was sort of a little bit I guess nowhere in the race. I think you were both set for maybe P6, P7, but then it kicked off.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, yeah, I was alone for most of that race, just making the most of the hard tires that clearly seemed to be the better tire over the course of the race. The mediums, I don't think I would have taken them much longer had that safety car not happened. Same for the softs. So I'm glad those things happened for tire wise.
I mean, it's certainly. I'm not going to comment on them here, to be honest. I think that's best left elsewhere. But, it's certainly going to be a swing in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes were set for some very decent points. It all kicked off, and it ended up with you and Jack Alacco on the podium. That's got to be a very good injection into your championship campaign.
Yeah, I think we lead, but I don't know how much. I think it's going to be over Aston and then Williams, but yeah, just going to need to hold on to this. I know myself and Jack are going to be having a few setbacks, whether that's missing races or something else, but we're going to look to hold on to it.
Definitely, and are you excited? Are you glad that Vegas is done now? At the very least, it's not everybody's favourite track.
I quite like it.
You enjoy it?
Yeah. I mean, I seem to make the most of it when I don't make mistakes. So I'm quite happy with it, and I'm quite good at those things. Just to not make mistakes at street tracks and then end up top 4 to 5-ish.
Fair enough. Well, you must be happy with the podium right at the end there, when it didn't look on at about lap 20 or so. But congratulations for being in the right place at the right time.
Thank you.
Cool. On to Jack Alacco now, and I'm sure I don't know how you meant the 15, 16 odd laps on those medium tyres, Jack Alacco, but would you care to explain to the viewers?
I just drove around, just kept driving, and was hoping for a safety car, which didn't happen at that point of the race. So I thought, okay, I'll just pit, and then I'll settle in, finish 9th, wherever, and then it happened.
Yeah, it certainly happened. I mean, I'm going to speak about a different moment. How to set the scene, you were just trundling along the Las Vegas straight, and then you look in your mirrors and you've got all of the leaders coming up behind you. Just run us through your thought process through that moment.
I wasn't really that bothered because I knew they would just excuse me, they would just fly past me down the back straight. So I thought, I'll just get. I was gonna pit anyway that lap, but no, I wasn't really too bothered. It's up to them to get past me. So if they cause carnage by doing that, it's their fault. So no, I wasn't fazed.
Oh, ice cold from the Scotsman. But I suppose you'll be glad that you got onto the podium. I didn't catch what happened to you right at the end, though, Jack. Was it just a bit of contact on that final?
With who?
At the in toward the final corner at the final lap.
No, it happened. I think Rick just purposely spun over the line in celebration and nearly managed to put himself P3.
Ah,
I kept my foot pinned and somehow I nearly finished in front of him.
I can confirm that is what happened.
fair enough. It looked like there's like a giant crash right at the end
No,
there. And,
I think it was just people like purposely spinning across the line, just
yeah,
in celebration or frustration, whatever.
I mean, that's naughty.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll admit I've done it myself plenty of times, but obviously when people are not around.
but we'll save that for a different time. But either way, it's still a P3 on the podium by 5 thousandths of a second. You'll be interested to know.
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely gutted. I'm not P2 to be honest. You know, it's just P3 is not good enough. Nah, I'm not joking. It's I thought I was going to finish like P8 or P9, so to even get P3's well more than I expected.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it was a surprise result for the pair of you, and I think you'll both be happy when you look at the standings in a few minutes' time. But congratulations, Jacko, on your P3.
Thank you.
And that's it. That's your lot. Vegas Grand Prix. That's round 4 done. Next time we'll be at Qatar for round number 5. Well, we'll yet to see the results, but I think Speed might have increased his lead a little bit. A few other drivers might have come into play as well, but Williams should be the leaders of the Constructors' Championship if the math is mathing. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. I'm going to get a cup of tea after that crazy finish to a race. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday night. But for now, I have been Sumo. This has been APPF1 Tier 1. And we'll see you at the same time next week for some more racing action. Goodbye, folks.